wheel of Samsara. And Samsara means illusion. And that is the space-time world in which we live. We live in Maya, or illusion, this world of illusion. And so Brahman, the one, the universe am I, manifests himself in every conceivable form you can imagine, and he incarnates into the world. And let me just take you on a journey. So say Brahman, here's the wheel of Samsara, and you have Brahman, the ocean, and he incarnates into this world of illusion. And say he incarnates as a bacteria, and all he's got to do is divide and replicate, and he's fulfilled his dharma. And then he can come back his next life, maybe as an insect or an ant or something. And maybe he comes back a few lives as a worker ant. He does the worker ant, worker ant, worker ant. He gets to come back as a soldier ant, maybe then come back as a drone, maybe comes back as a queen. And when he finishes his ant dharma, dharma is the Hindu concept of your destiny or your duty, what you are here to do in this life. And everyone has their own dharma. It's kind of like act of righteousness, or if you're from a Catholic tradition, it's your charisma, what God has placed you here to do on this earth. So you have to fulfill that dharma if you want to advance on this wheel of samsara. And then say you're done with your ant incarnations and you come back as a butterfly. You do the whole metamorphosis thing. Then you get to come back as a rodent. And then maybe you're a good little rodent, so you get to come back as like a mouse, and or as a cat. And then you're a good little cat and you come back, and eventually you get to be a human. And so congratulations to everyone here on this Zoom call. You are on the last stretch of getting off this wheel of samsara. Unfortunately, even in humans, there could be 10,000 reincarnations of you being a human. And this idea of reincarnation is, it's kind of like our true self is traveling in different vehicles. And so this vehicle I'm in today, it certainly is not the vehicle I was born in. And let's see, I'm on my, wow, eighth? Is this my eighth vehicle? We basically replicate all our cells more or less every 7 years. And so every 7 years, it's like you're in a new vehicle traveling through life. And I've noticed this vehicle is a lot rougher than my last vehicle. And I'm guessing my next vehicle is going to be rougher than this one. But eventually this vehicle I'm traveling in will wear out. But me, myself, will come back into another vehicle in another incarnation where I will continue on in that form. And so basically, if we now take it down to this home stretch on this wheel of samsara, we started as a bacteria, ant, butterfly, rodent, predator, human. And then as humans, this is where we see the caste system in Hinduism. The lowest caste would be the outcast. Literally people so low in society that they don't even have a caste. They would also be known as the untouchables. The next group up would be like your laborers, manual labor, but this could be everyone from a ditch digger to someone who operates heavy equipment or machinery. The next caste is your merchant caste, and these are like your tradespeople, your craftsmen, your skilled labor, the people that own their own businesses. And this could be someone who owns a coffee cart in the mall, all the way to a CEO of a Fortune 500 company. The next rung up for humans is the warrior caste. And this could be anyone from a mall cop to a brigadier general. And then the last and highest caste is the noble or religious caste. And this is where you have the priest, the scholars, philosophers, theologians, and usually these are also your noble or royal blood people. And it is believed in Hinduism that once you reach this top caste, you have enough knowledge and training where you can see the illusion of the wheel of samsara and you can actually get off. You don't have to come back anymore. And you go back into the sea of Brahman. And just like whether it's the Mississippi or the Ganges, once that river hits the ocean, it forgets where it came from. It's just the ocean again now, right? It's not thinking, oh, I used to be the Nile, or I used to be the Ganges, or no, you are the ocean again. And then you are just like evaporation, you're cast out back into the world and you start the cycle again. So this is the wheel of samsara, the wheel of illusion, and this concept of reincarnation. And reincarnation is based on if you fulfilled your dharma and you were able not to acquire bad karma. And so karma, the concept of karma, the best way I can explain it is it's like the idea of you reap what you sow. You also pay as you go. If you don't pay for something in this life, you will have to take care of it in the next. So maybe you were a misogynist in your past life. And so this life, you've been born a woman, so you can experience what it's like to be a woman who is treated in a disrespectful manner. Does that make sense? Maybe you were an incredibly violent person. You may not even get to come back as a human. You may degress and come back as like a tiger or a lion until you get a life full of blood and violence and you're sick of it and you're ready to move on into a different place. All right. Any questions, comments about this? I mean, this is way outside the Western norms. In the West, we have concepts of incarnation, especially with Christ, right? And we have an idea of resurrection, but there is really no concept of reincarnation in the Western tradition, at least not in the Christian tradition.